What attracted me to You Are My Fateful Love, a 2026 drama out of C-Town, is that one reviewer who gave this drama 10 stars. Baby, when you give a drama a 10, I have to go and find out what was it that you saw that made this a 10. This person described this drama as being a slow burn, but was so pleasant to watch that they truly enjoyed it. Here at AIRAKSARANG, I do need it a little bit faster than a slow burn. However, I am no stranger to the slow burn because as long as I go into it knowing it's a slow burn, I appreciate that much more than sitting around waiting and they finally kiss in the last episode. I like to know that at the outset so that I could calibrate my mood and decide, is this the time for a slow burn or do I need to hold on? This drama right here is okay. It stars Miles Way and Jung He Hui Ji. She got a lot of names, y'all. Let me say that again because I struggled through it. Jung He Hui Ji. I know I probably messed that up, but that's okay. Chinese is on my list too, y'all. I'm a polyglot. And baby, when it comes to the Z's, the Q's, and the X's, y'all, they all sound the same when I say them, okay? You understand me? And don't worry about it. Because Miles Way butchered a whole bunch of English in this drama, so it makes me not feel quite so bad. Because I say all three of those letters the same damn way. So, Miles Way. I like Miles Way. Why do I like Miles Way? Because he got a little grime on him, y'all. I like my dramas leads to have a little bit of little drama on him. Okay, I asked around what he do. Well, not to air it out, or anything like that. But I mean, if you pull up his bio, they put the shit in his bio. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm doing is recanting what I saw. Miles is divorced, and girl, that ain't no problem for me. It's a nothing, a nothing. But we all know that the purity test when it comes to A drama idols and A idols on a massive scale, the purity test is strict, baby. You don't get to have no side hoes, side dudes, exes. You can't even fucking have a girlfriend. Not even like a current girlfriend. So if you got an ex-wife back there, baby, dangling in the closet of your skeletons, you are just a walking scandal for them, not for me. But because some people think that's important enough to, I don't know, mar Miles a little bit, you know what it tells me? Miles got a little experience. He kind of janky, so I got to give him the bombastic side eye a little bit. If he roll up, tell me some what's up. I said, I'm not going to trust you at first, but as long as you can convince me it was her fault, I will keep all your secrets. I'm just saying. So, Miles, I like Miles as an actor. He pretty much gives you the same thing every time, though. I don't know if that's a pro or a con, baby, because I do like consistency. But I don't know if I've ever seen a role of Miles where he was some whole other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a serial killer or some shit like that. Now, this is C-Drama land. You're not gonna get that. Let me say this. When you watch C-Drama movies, you get a different experience. Let's just say that. If you are a tentative C-Drama watcher, meaning you might look at a couple of minutes of the ones that look good, but you really don't actually ever finish them. Kick it off with C movies, because that world is a little grittier and it'll fool you into thinking, baby. It'll fool you. Okay? I'm just saying. It's a little grittier. It's a little darker over there. And those movies, you'll connect to those more. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like the movies have more grime, baby. In a drama world, grime works. Okay? I'm not saying in real life, don't bring that dirty shit over here. I'm just saying grime works in fantasy land. And we all know that, That's what they're going to give us on this. So Miles Way and Udi Dear, female lead, who I've never seen before. She is a new face for me. And I have to say, on her scale of watchability, she is watchable. She don't get on my nerves and shit. She don't get on my nerves. That's the only criterion I have for a female lead. I know, I get it. But like, she don't get on my nerves, okay? So we're going into this with a premise, and I'll give it to you right here. I've only seen the first episode, so there's your warning shot. So Udi Dear, female lead, she's everything that you expect her to be as a lead character in one of these contemporary cold CEO dramas, y'all. That's what we got here. We got the cold CEO. I'm just saying. And Miles, he does an exceptional job of cold CEOing us. I did want to go back in my notes or whatever, and I don't use notes when I do my episodes. But I just wanted to remember what it is that I felt like touched me. Um so she's meeting with her she's on the phone with her agent. She's having one massive bout of writer's block. She is a writer that has been commissioned or picked up by a publishing house. This isn't her first rodeo, and as such, she's got deadlines and shit. You have to write a certain amount of this, then your book is due here. She's got writer's block though, and we all know writer's block and writers don't mix well, because with a deadline, obviously, you know the end of that. So it's been some time. It's been like a year. And her agent or BFF, baby, I don't know which one. They a little bit too casual for me. But anyway, she calls her. She like, girl, your ass ain't working out. You ain't got shit yet. And she's like, I'm going through my I'm trying here. I'm trying. And she like, okay, baby, you need to try a little bit harder because it's been 365 whole days, and we need you to come up with an outline, girl, just an outline. And I'm like, hold on now. I get it. Writer's block can be a thing for some people, but girl, they gave you a year for an outline. Girl, you supposed to have a book done in a year. So anyway, so she's like at her childhood home, and she's going through her keepsakes, and she runs across a journal, and she is talking to her agent or somebody with a similar role, and she's like, yeah, I just really haven't been inspired about anything. And then she kind of, let's just say the book kind of falls naturally onto a random page, except this page isn't random. It is the page of inspiration. This page details via flashback how when she was in high school, don't ask me what they was doing where y'all in high school and it's New Year's. What we know Chinese New Year's is it expands over a couple weeks in China. So, but it still seems like, why is y'all in y'all uniforms? I thought everybody went back to their hometown and enjoyed an extended New Year break. Whatever the case is, they're either in college or high school. I think it's kind of high school. And everybody is out on the lawn. And the fireworks are going crazy in the air. Everybody is mesmerized. And she finds this spot that's close to Miles Way. Y'all know what I'm saying. 2 block miles away. We know that Tupac is the haircut of youth. It used to just be a hanguk thing, but baby, it don't matter where you at. If they need to young you down and you a guy, your ass got a 2 block. So I like Miles with a 2 block, baby. I wish you could keep it the whole drama, because hanguk, when they comb your hair, it looks good. So he's sporting his 2 block and his uniform, and she's standing next to him. And it's like, they're counting down to the new year. And lo and behold, when they get to the one, he grabs her hand and he holds it like a lover would hold your hand. And her heart stops because she's like, okay, baby, this is a one-sided, unrequited love. I got a crush on him, and I'm quite prepared to go to my grave without. It's that kind of crush, like a crush you got that's so bad that even if they come up and mac on you, you still gonna deny it. It's that deep. So she's like, eyes are as big as, $50. And she looks up at him, He's still grasping her hand, and he looks down at her finally after an eternity, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, you're the wrong person." So, there's a little bit of relief here because there's no way your crush can actually like you, right? So, this is the page. It's just like a paragraph she reads while she's on the phone with her agent. We got the flashback scene, back scene. Now we're on this. Look, if y'all don't like flashbacks, if you struggle with flashbacks, you might struggle with this one a little bit because it does seem like they have to boomerang us around this one like a little bit. You're like, in order for us to understand the love, y'all. So she's talking to her agent. She's like, you know what? I got it. I figured it out. And the agent's like, for real? You really do? And she's like, yeah. So she's like, okay. So she meets up with, is it the same agent or is it another one, y'all? Baby, they all gonna be agents. So she meet up with another agent. And they meet over coffee and she's like, okay, so tell me. And so she tells her, and she is recanting how, you know, it's either over this talk with this agent or it's on her own when she makes this decision before she goes to the agent. She's in her childhood home. This woman is extremely introspective. You can tell that this is the impression I got of her and why I'm kind of down for the ride of this long burn. Slow burn, baby, long burn, same thing. Um, she, you can tell, she hasn't said this, but you could tell that she resigned herself to a loveless life because she never got the one she wanted. So there is always just like the pallor of sadness about her because she loves somebody who she never had fulfillment of that love. So over a warm beverage one day, she's thinking that, because she has a conversation and it's with one of her little literary folks, and she kind of exposes that, it's going to be a story about high school love, but it's unrequited and one-sided. And the agent is like, baby, people have got too motherfucking much going on for you to give them a fucked up story. And she's like, I agree. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give them the love I wish had happened to me. That struck me because I just found that to be beautiful. And as a writer, she is able to imaginatively create a scenario that she always wanted. So it's more like a corrective measure. It's like through this story, she'll be able to go into her own life and change it so that it favors her, and most specifically for this love interest. So what she does is when she writes this novel, which we get a little bit of a time jump. It's not overt. It's very organic, I guess. If you don't pay attention, you'll miss that she does write the book and finish the book because we have to get to a certain point, which is the climax of this first episode, which is the only one I've seen. But when she recants, it's almost like she kicks the story off with, okay, we are in the courtyard watching the fireworks and it's amazing and it's, awesome. And he does everything that he does and I do everything that I do. Down to, oops, wrong person, right? Except when she continues to write her novel, in this scene specifically, she says that the male lead really secretively did have the right person and said that because he was nervously in love with her. And it's like he just wanted to do it. And the only way he could think himself to getting it done was with that. Yeah, I know. It's really, when I say exciting to me, from just a very, I don't know, emotional level, it's really nice that she's going to be able to go and take all these scenarios and flip them on their head to what she internalized in those moments. So She's already written the book. We got, like I said, we got a damn time jump so covert, you almost don't know what happened until the climax. So she's in a press conference. Remember, she's a writer. She is no amateur, though. She's written a number of books. This book specifically is like New York Times bestseller, whatever the equivalent is in China. And she's having her press conference. And as we know, the way social media works, your ass can be canceled at the end. By the end of your fucking conference, your ass could be canceled. And this is damn near what happens, to the point that she has to run away from the reporters, because at a certain point, everybody's phone get to going off, right? And somebody in one of these fucked up cafes is like, oh, this is plagiarism. And she's like, what? And she's reading it. And the reporter has already read it, and she's asking, so you gonna tell us why you copy somebody else shit? And she's like, what the no, that didn't happen. So she's far too timid of a person to, go toe to toe with the reporter. Because if it was AIRAKSARANG, I'd be like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have really told her some stuff that would have got me put out the country. So I guess that's why I would not do that. But she ran. She got into a car that was waiting out front, hurried up and jumped into it, and they ran off. And she was able to piece together that, you know what? There's this online personality who is also a writer, who writes these open journals, I guess you can say, about how there was a scenario literally identical to identical to this. And I know you're putting two and two together, and that's exactly what happened. So Miles Way, his character, he actually did do that. He took her hand and excused it by saying, oops, wrong person. Now, hers is pure imagination, pure what she wishes happened. But by her injecting her creativity into it, and kind of writing what she felt like wasn't right in that moment, she tapped into his journal. And these people are, they're comparing these journals, because this isn't the only story she wrote. But the bottom line is, Miles Way loved her too. So all these scenarios that she's, turning in her favor are things he already said, journaled about one line in a literary form. So it looks like she totally pilfered from somebody else. So, she had to issue the public apology and all this stuff. And then we get to the end of the first episode. The end of the first episode depicts her finally having a face-to-face with the person that she's accused of plagiarizing. Because, when you get that high up on the ladder of, writing success, and some kind of scandal like that befalls you, you gotta sit across the table from this person so y'all can hash this out, because I got a reputation to save. I also have to give you a soft apology for a coincidence and shit, so she has to do that. And when she meets up, it's none other than Miles Way, the man she's been in love with ever since her school days. And I do think that's beautiful. If I can say this drama has a very comforting feeling. It's the type of drama that, whatever your favorite warm beverage is, tea, coffee, cocoa, or, milk, you can drink that and feel cozy. You can set a mood and watch this, and then you can take your time, when you watch this. Miles Way, he's your atypical, super successful guy that is probably going to be perfection through and through. Miles Way, in that regard, I guess he never disappoints. He always gives you a male lead that is the smartest, the richest, the most capable, the most competent, speaks fucked up English. His English is broken, but he can do it enough to check somebody who is speaking English and protect a person who's, a Chinese business owner who needs a little protection in that moment. And, he's everything you would expect him to be. And I don't know, at this point, because Miles Way gives you everything that you expect him to give you, it looks like the female lead may do much of the convincing and much of the weight bearing. Because after all, we always know what to expect from Miles Way. But because this is a new face, a new actress for me. I'm sure she's been in some stuff, but she's new for me. I don't know. I think that she's going to bring this story on home, and I will be here to find out just how much she's able to make her deepest desires come true. Talk to you in the next episode.